And for today's topic, the Queen. Oh, good old deletion. This guy. This is the one we should talk about today. It is warriors who are forgotten, not psychotics. Let's get started, shall we? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for gracing my page. I am your host, the notorious B-A-D-G-U-I, the notorious deleter of deleters. I am Dark Magic. Now I have my dark side, but today I will shine a light on what may be a hero in disguise. A warrior. I don't give that name to women often, but today it fits. I believe in the government's military, specifically the army. I think it's great. I think it's one of the sources of our power as a country. So today I'd like to talk about a special soldier, a Miss Jessica Mitchell. Now, you may not know Jessica because, well, it's been a while and Jessica's been gone a while. But Jessica was a warrior.
As far as we know, she was single, great military career. So why?
Developing now, we are learning more about the mysterious death of Jessica Mitchell. In the early morning hours of New Year's Day, along I-10 near West Avenue, the 30-year-old Army drill sergeant was found inside her crashed-out vehicle with multiple gunshot wounds. News 4 San Antonio's Morgan Burrell spoke with Mitchell's family about their mission to find justice for Jessica.
He just became a drill sergeant and was just posting on her Facebook page.
Social media is how Francesca Toby communicated with her childhood friend Jessica Mitchell. So when Toby, who lived several states away, saw people posting online,
you would never think it would be your friend.
She had so much going for her.
Mayo Mitchell, Jessica's dad, never thought it'd be his daughter.
My daughter was gunned down with multiple bullet wounds.
It was New Year's Day, around 2:30 in the morning. According to San Antonio police, first responders were called out to a car wreck on the city's north side.
We heard there was no witnesses, but it's a highway. Someone had to see something, you know.
When firefighters got there, they found the 30-year-old Joint Base San Antonio soldier shot and killed inside her own car.
She was a beautiful, beautiful woman. She had a son, and he's without his mom.
For Jessica's family, none of it makes sense. They say the Army drill sergeant was posting on social media just hours before her murder.
It was the same video of her partying and having a good time, being Jessica, you know, bringing in the new year, and then shortly after it, you know, it was just taken from her.
And although everything remains a mystery, the family plans to dig deep for answers.
All I want is to have somebody to step up and tell us what happened, who did it, and why did they do it.
And we reached out to SAPD for an update on the case, but we haven't heard back yet. In the meantime, JBSA, a spokesperson there, tells me they're aware of Mitchell's death and will keep us updated on the case.
And she was a soldier in the military. She was promoted to drill sergeant. Now this story takes a sad turn because I've already told you the end. Jessica was found in her white car, riddled with bullets. And on that night, she passed on to the beyond. Now, as a true psychotic myself, I really do not believe in a beyond. I believe the lights go out, as does the end of my show when I'm finished. Pew, like a TV. But for Jessica's sake, I will say she went on to the big beyond because someone took her out. Now, I'm not going to specifically speak on Jessica's story because I believe you can Google that. What I will tell is the story of another who is a warrior. And we'll just call her Lacey. Well, Lacey was a female like Jessica. She was thriving in her military field. But Lacey had a troubled past. See, she was brought up in a way that is not normal to others, but to most people of color. She was brought up in an environment that may have been dangerous to her. Now, I really can't say Lacey was the same as Jessica, but they kind of ended up the same way. Both ended up deleted. Lacey, like Jessica, wanted to just prove to her family that she was an asset, that she would make them proud, especially her father. Jessica's father's name was Mayo, as it said, M-A-Y-O, Mitchell. Now, Lacey had a brother just like Jessica. He was a want-to-be. I don't know if you know what a want-to-be is, but in the neighborhood, a want-to-be is someone who wants to be known as a tough guy or get into the wrong crowd. He's a want-to-be because he wants to be accepted by those who are, well, let's just say they're not the right people to be accepted by. Well, Lacey had the same issue, same brother, same circumstance. Her brother was a want-to-be, and he was just like Jessica. Well, Lacey's brother, well, he got in too deep. As they say, even a fool can find his way into a gang. Even a fool can find his way into the vault of a bank. Even a fool can find his way on the bad side of a boss. And in finding himself on the bad side of that boss, well, it was to his detriment because Lacey's brother was killed by the boss that he worked for. He wanted to live it on the street. Some people find it easier to live on the street than just to go get a job. They find it more respectful because people know me in the streets. I know my neighborhood. I'm respected in these streets. It's ignorant, but it's gang talk. It's what they do. But if you're not really about that life, you need not be a wannabe, because wannabes are expendable. Now, you may want to know why I can speak on this. Well, because most of your bosses of wannabes are psychotics like me. It is nothing for them to delete a worker. There is no pension, there is no taxes, there is no 401k, there's no medical. No, you eat off the streets. And you breathe when I say you breathe. You wake up when I say you wake up. And you deliver when I tell you to deliver. Well, let's just say Lacey's brother did not deliver. And the boss he worked for, well, he was a true psychopath. But he handed down the job to some other up-and-coming psychopaths to take care of Lacey's brother. Just like Jessica, Lacey's brother was 18, just like Jessica. And just like Jessica, Lacey's brother was gunned down in an alley or some back street somewhere because he was not about that life. Because to be about that life, you have to be, yes, you know what I'm going to say, a psychopath. You have to know that every day could be your last day. And you have to be able to protect yourself with a weapon or something. You cannot be the joke. You have to be the guy that delivers. So, Lacey, unlike Jessica, because I don't know what happened with Jessica, it's still a mystery. They say she was found in her car, gunned down, in some red vehicle. But Lacey, on the other hand, who I would kind of say reminds me of Jessica, Lacey went after the boss. She was militarily trained. She had access to weapons. She was a warrior, and I could put her in the same sight as when I see Jessica. Jessica Mitchell is a warrior. See, like Lacey went to the boss. She found out through word of mouth that the boss had her brother sent for. And she never forgot about it because, well, other than being a young warrior, I believe Lacey had a touch of the psychotes. She hunted down the boss, gunned him down, killed him and his old lady. So she thought. Well, he actually made it. He made it. And he knew who it was that fired upon him. He knew who it was that killed his old lady. And he knew who it was he was going to get. But, you know, the boss was a lazy psychotic. That's what I call them, because those are the ones that send out for their dinner. They never get their hands dirty unless it means a very big pay or some type of pay that they will get. Some type of large return, a very big reward. But until then, they just use their henchmen. He was a little bit nervous because she was trained. Maybe she's some type of special assassin. But Lacey, just like Jessica, she was a dental assistant, a dental specialist in the military. But she trained herself to do what she needed to do, to pay him back for the loss of her brother. And after that, just like Jessica Mitchell, Lacey was gunned down in her car after she had got recently promoted. Ladies and gentlemen, I speak to you about a warrior. You should definitely Google Jessica Mitchell. Maybe you can help find out who was in that red vehicle that took her out. Lacey, on the other hand, I believe there would never be found the people that did what they did to her. Thank you. And as the helmet would say, can you hear him? It's because you're not a psychotic. The helmet would say, see you tomorrow. Goodbye.